investment needs in Ukraine, the characteristics of state support for investors. Outline of our topics is general data about Ukraine, recovery and reconstruction needs, main economic and trade indicators, investment opportunities in Ukraine, and state support for investors in Ukraine. Please let me know. Always is okay. You see my screen, you hear me.
Yes, confirm.
Okay, thank you, because sometimes it's will be not so good. Okay, so first one is about me. I'm Iryna Sitak, and as you hear, I'm associate professor in Kharkiv University, National Technical University, Kharkiv Polytechnic Institute, and we research this topic because it's touch us as citizens of the country, and this topic touch us as scientists, because we have huge challenges in this area, not only about Ukraine, but in whole world, this situation change the political and economical situation. My research interest is management of financial stability of enterprise, international business and investment, international management, and sustainable investment. Let's talk about Ukraine. If you don't hear about our country a little bit, it's a country in Eastern Europe. It's 603 kilometers square, and population it's changed, but it's last data, it's nearby 43 million people, and our capital is Kyiv. Please remember this map, because we research this map, more slides after this. In 24 of February 2022, our life is changed, and in this slide you see the results of war in our country. That's biggest part of our territory was bombed, was destroyed, and we have huge amount of our objects in energy system, in private household, and other. More than 30% of our territory is with mines, and it's a huge challenge for us, because in forecast we need to 740 days to unmine this territory. And as you see on the map, this territory more agricultural, and our country has agricultural industrial biggest part of our economy. And yes, this problem, it's part of Kyiv, Chernigiv, Sumy, Kharkiv region, seriously mined. Some people afraid to go in park or other region, because we have the situation where nobody think what the next step, do you leave or not. The situation in the same of the right side of Kherson region and part of Nikolaev region, and the coast of the occupied Crimea, as well as the waters of Black Sea, are buried. But the problem of the landmines is particularly acute of the Zaporozhye, Donetsk, and Lugansk region, where the hostilities are still ongoing. We can't do anything on these territories. It's blocked for us, for our services in Iron Mind. So I try to. In this slide, you see the 10 most affected regions of Ukraine, and it's east side, as you see, because the border of Russia is the east side of our country. 10 areas, it's Marinka, Mariupol, Irpin, Kharkiv, Chernigiv, Severodonetsk, Lysychansk, Vuhledar, Sumy, Rubizhny, Izum, Mykolaiv, Bakhmut и Волноваха. And you see the dark color, it's most damaged territory of our country. And as you remember our map, we have a Black Sea, but when the war started, Crimea region was blocked fast for 40 years, but now we have blocked our sea ports, and this is important because our agricultural product export by sea. And we haven't the possibilities to export our products to other countries like Africa region, like European region, and you see only these 3 ports. It's a little bit active. It's Reni, Ismail, and Uzdunaysk, and other part of our sea side territory, we can use it. We can do any economic activity, any port activity, and we have decreased level of our export. Recovery and reconstruction, and the government of Ukrainian, World Bank Group, and European Commission with the United Nations currently estimate has in December 2023 the total cost of reconstruction and recovery in Ukrainian nearby $486 billion. And it's not the last data, because I think you read some news, and from the start of 2024 we have a biggest damage in our country in energy infrastructure, really big amount, and we have problem with electricity. We need to import this electricity from Europe or other countries, and yes, our condition day per day, it's not good tendency. And you see, yes, it's east part. West part it's less, but east parts, yeah, Kharkiv region like 54.9 billion, and other region. Kharkiv region it's more active region in east of Ukrainian. It's my town is Kharkiv, and it's scientific center. It's a student town, as we talk in Ukrainian. In Ukraine, that we have biggest amount of university, we have high industry level, and yes, we bomb every day, and we have huge damage of our territory, our objects, our infrastructure, our road, and citizens yeah, have problem how can live in future in this town. So let's talk about the economy of Ukraine main points, and you see the our GDP trends. Yes, in 2021 year we have 3.4% of growth our GDP, and when we started, you see the negative trends. It's minus 29.1%, and yes, we understand that the war it's never do this data positive. And forecast for future years, we predict that it's nearby 3, 4, 5, but forecast built for the previous data in 2024, we have a little bit negative prognostic, maybe 1 or 0 points of GDP growth, because without the energy resources, without the electricity, our business can't do any active movement or produce product or services. Yes, it's huge challenge. Economic recovery trends will remain positive in 2024-2026 due to lower security risk, improved consumer and investment sentiments, and the implementation of European integration. In this slide, you see the investment by percent of GDP. Yes, you see the tendency that in 2014 we have a negative tendency because the first time when war is started. 2020 it's a coronavirus pandemic. It's all world tendency that we have a decrease data for all economic parameters. And as you see, the huge negative changes, it's 2024 or 2022 when war is started at all territory of our country, and yeah, until today. Investment counted for 14.8% of its normal GDP in December, it's 2023. Compared with a ratio of 21.6% in the previous quarter. Ukraine investment share of nominal GDP data is updated quarterly, available from March to December 2023, and the average ratio is 19.2%. The data reached an all-time high to 34.2% in September 28, and a record low of the -1.1 in March 2022. What about type of investment? And in this slide you see the foreign direct investment in $1 million. And you see, yes, in January 2020, you see we have the coronavirus pandemic, and when war started in February 2022, and you see the third negative tendencies in January 2024. Yeah, it's started more powerful bomb of our infrastructure, our energy system, and tendencies. It's now so high and now so positive. Ukraine foreign investment increased by 147 million in February 2024, compared with all increase of 168 million in the previous month. Ukraine foreign direct investment net flows data updated monthly, and you see on this period, no, I don't send from 2010, but it's more understandable crisis in this period from 2019 to 2024. Let's talk about the foreign portfolio investment, and we have the same tendencies, that the negative tendency in 2014 when the first time war started, in coronavirus pandemic in 2020 years, and when the second period was started, it's 2022, and until today we have a negative data. So Ukraine portfolio investment fell by $151 million in December 2023, compared with a drop of 148 million USD in the previous quarter. And we collect this data from March 1998 to December 2023, but yes, in picture we take only 10 years, and all-time high 3.6577 USD million in December 2030, and a record low is minus 2.191 million USD in December 2014. So let's talk about the result of the last 3 years in our economy. And in this slide you see our external trade. You see that in 2021 we have biggest part of import, but in 2022 this difference is bigger, and in 2023 we have maybe in twice time import bigger than export. It explains that we have, as we see on previous slide, we have a damage in our infrastructure, in our economy objects. We have blocked our sea area. We have some problem with road to export our product, and we need to energy sources like techniques, like generator, like other machine equipment to our to save our energy and to produce energy in our country. So main problem in the export of our products is, as I say, sea is blocked. Roadway it's not so cheapest by price as we want, and in road transport we have some problem because our line in railway it's not the same parameters as railway in Europe. It means that our products must transport by railway to board. After that, we need to another train. We need to somehow our agricultural product to put on another train, and after that going to Europe. But it's long term. It's not. It's the result of this action. It's the biggest level of price, and this price is not correct for European Union, and we need to find another solution. And as we see in 2023, Ukrainian export of goods amounted nearby, I'm sorry, $36 billion, while import reached $63.5 billion. Primary export categories include predominantly grain-based food and metals, both highly commitment of logistic efficiency. Let's talk about the structure of import and export. And as you see in import, biggest part is machinery. After that, it's a chemical and fuel. And if we talk about the export, more than 60% it's agro product, machinery and metals nearby 10%, and other types of export. Explain of this that in 2023 Ukraine faced a blockade of its land border, significantly impacting Ukrainian export and tax revenue from imported goods. The trend of significant increase in import it's attributed to the necessary of supporting the energy system throughout the purchase of imported alternative fuels and energy resource. And in Ukraine, we discuss the alternative types of energy resources like wind, like solar. But problem is that communicate between different types of energy sources need to link, and more sunny regions it's blocked for us, like Kherson, like Mykolaiv region, like Crimea. And as you remember, we have some, I talk about the previous, after this slide, about the Kakhovka hydroelectric station, there was damage, and we talk about the little bit later. So if we talk about the growth of export, it's despite the successful harvest, certain challenges arise. Particularly, it's preserving logistical capabilities of food export and preserving these opportunities in 2024 and addressing the issue of the blockade of Ukraine's western border become key task. And as you see, that the amount of our export of agriculture is the less than before war period, but it's biggest part of our export products. If we talk about the metallurgical area, metallurgical enterprise were gradually and slowly recovering. Currently, metallurgical plants are operating at approximately 70% of their capacity, but the main problem is that our metallurgical region, it's a east region, and it's blocked for us, and we have problem in this industry. And as you see in the slide, the huge difference between 2021 year and 2023, and unfortunately forecast for 2024 we have less amount of our metallurgical production. So if we talk about the types of transport, what we do our export of our agricultural product, you see from the 2021 for February 2024, the biggest part is the Black Sea. You see that after the March 2022, Black Sea was blocked for us. Our ships can't go to export. But in the August of 2022, Russia, Turkey, Ukrainian, a significant some joint initiative, and we can export our products, but it was very slowly, it was with problem in document, and yes, but we do this. After that Russia left this initiative, we have our logistic maritime corridor, and we can export our agricultural product by the nearby our territory by Odessa. And you see that in 2024 the Danube ports and seaports haven't increased the data. And Danube ports, you see after that 2022 has biggest part of our transport products by these types. In the year of 2022-2023, 74.4% of agro-industrial complex production was exported throughout the maritime logistic routes, compared to 98% in 2021. So, dynamics of cargo throughput in Ukrainian ports. You see the average data, it's nearby 160. When the war started in 2022, the level is 59. And in 2023, Danube ports and our Black Sea corridor, we can export nearby 62 million tons to export our products. Cargo traffic by Ukrainian ports, the more active ports and not blocked for today, it's Reni, Izmail and Ust-Dunaysk. And you see that this dynamics, it's positive. This region we need to develop if we want to save our export possibilities. The port of Odessa demonstrated an increase in cargo transportation to 9% growth. The most significant drop in cargo transportation occurred at the Pivdenny port. You don't see because it's not Danube region, but the region for 34% decrease. Electricity, this data, the end of this data is 2023. Nowadays we have another tendencies. We have biggest needed to import electricity, and for now our government finds some strategy or some solution what we can do in autumn 2024 and winter, because if the tendencies be the same, every day it's destroyed our energy objects for all territory. It's huge problem how we survive in our country. But our government think about this and step by step build some strategy. So we see that in 2022 we have biggest amount of export of our electricity, but it's only summer autumn period, biggest period, but after that we have a problem in our country, and our import biggest than export, and it's average tendencies for period after that. Yes, and if we talk about the problem in our energy system, we need to talk about the damaged Kakhovka hydroelectric power station. It was bombed in June 2023. At least $2 billion of damaged. The main sectors affected by these terroristic attacks are housing, energy, transport infrastructure, industry, and agriculture. It's in addition, the estimated amount of damage to the environment and estimated at 1.5 billion, with additional cost of the construction of water pipelines of 41 millions. And for today, in the place of Kakhovka, it's like a garden. It's like, I don't know, we have this object in our economy, and the question how we can reconstruct this, and can we or not. So, but in this situation, our business very positive, and they adopted to the situation, if we can named this like this, adopted, and you see the map of our relocated enterprises. We have the government program that helps Ukrainian enterprises relocate to the less bombed territory. Yes, and you see its territory like Lviv, Ternopil, Lutsk, Uzhhorod, and its westward. And yes, the biggest part of business in this area. If we talk about the amount, it's nearby 850 enterprises moved to a safe region under the state business relocation program. Of them, 67 are already working at the new location. It's different industry. It's most it's clothes, it's foods, and some foods. Yeah, because it's a more popular industry in Ukrainian in sales. So if we talk about the rebuilding our country, and you see this data, it's the most great potential for investment in such sector like agricultural processing, production of building materials and furniture, logistic, decarbonization and green technology, and transport production. And you see the biggest amount of damage is housing and the IT in transport system, and after that it's energy system and other categories with less data. Let's talk about the Ukrainian, what are the potential, and we see that we have a first place like exporter of sunflower oil, second place in world in the sunflower seed production, second place in export of ferrosilicon magnets, in potatoes production, in export of maize, in barley and rape, and third place in world in export of clays, indolecite, kyanite, and similimite, and others. Main advantages of Ukrainian, and you see that rebuilding related investment opportunities, access to regional consumer markets, geographical position, skills and competitive labor force, considerable raw materials base, digitalization. Our country is more digital than other countries, and yes, we brave of this. Ukraine is a global leader, investment incentives and investment insurance. About investment insurance, we talk last slide later. So our transport corridors, you see that we have a good location in the Europe. It's important transit corridor from east part of our planet, like Asia market, to European market. And for now, our government discuss the strategy of this logistics by Odessa, Lviv, and other countries, capitals of the European countries. So, international investment for Ukraine, we have the investment climate, regulatory and legal perfection, investment potential, and state body staff perfection. If you want to talk about this more detail, maybe I send the presentation if you want. So, investment incentives. We talk about the government policy. It's a CAT exemption, it's exemption from VAT, it's exemption for import duties, it's a construction compensation for built energy and transport infrastructure, it's a lease of state of communal lands plots without land auctions. Compensation of cost of connection to energy and transport network, land tax exemption, reduced land tax rates, and exemption from compensation for losses of forestry production. It's the main points of the law named by investment nannies. Its law explain us how our government helps to the investor with investment more than 20 million euros in our economy, and you see that government support can be in this area, but not more than 30% from capital investment in project. And you see the types or project requirement, which areas each project can be. It's almost all types of activity without the smoking, alcohol, and our coal, gas, and other resources. But in research, in education, in healthcare, different areas of activity, it can be this project. So investment incentives, it's full or partial compensation of interest rate. I'm shortly talk about this. Non-refundable financial, it's a compensation for connection to engineer grids. It's 10 years corporate income tax exemption, land tax exemption, reduced land tax rate, VAT exemption, exemption from import duties, exemption from real estate tax, and exemption from payment of forestry production losses. And you understand that it must be individual for each project. Social important, not social important, only economical, for important for reconstruction and other, and each project can research for this criteria how the government can help more successfully for this project. So, and we we have some types of industry, like IT industry, like plant industry, and this is a requirement how the government helps this project to be in future, what is the help, what is the opportunities, and other. You see in incentives for IT industry, regime DIA City. Our country have platform DIA that helps our country to do business and to services for citizens more clearly, more understandable, faster, and other. And if you have this DIA application on your phone, you can open your enterprise, register your entrepreneurships for 5 minutes. It's you need to go to the cabinets, you need to find the signature and other 5 minutes, only application and gadget and your entrepreneurships. So its incentives is for the electric transport industry, and the main tendencies for whole world that we change our gas, biogas, gas and oil cars for electric transport, but it depends from country and weather condition, because if sometimes we have in Ukrainian minus 28, 29 and maybe 30, minus 30 degrees, electric transport maybe have some problem. But we on track with whole world, and we think about our future, and we have some possibilities and support from government to develop this industry. Aircraft manufacturing, yes, we planning as we hear, maybe we have one of the biggest airplane named by Mria, but unfortunately we can't save it. But we have all possibilities to build and to support and build in future aircraft successful project. So if we talk about business, we talk about the loans, and yes, we have government programs, affordable loans, 5.79%, and you see the conduction and requirements for business, how they can use this program. You see in slide incentives for agribusiness, what government do for to develop the agribusiness. And we have the state grant program Aerobota. It's for startups and SMA, and in our country we have biggest support for women's and in the entrepreneurs in women's tendencies. Yeah, we have the biggest level because our men on war, and now we have challenges, and we have the tendencies that the women reconstruct and rebuild our country, and they need to be more active, more professional, and sometimes they need to do the men's work. And yes, it's our reality. So how to support Ukrainian? Our government creates the platform United 24, and if you go to this platform, you can choose some project, and you can help our country to reconstruct and rebuild our economy. And if we talk about investment insurance, yes, if we talk about business, nobody wants to lose their capital, and our government have a strategy how insurance this war risk. And in this slide you see the international organization or Polish Export Credit Insurance Corporation, German Ministry of Economic Affairs. It's all this organization with Ukrainian government build the program and strategy to insurance war risk, because investor wants to be safety in our economy, because their war risk it's so high today because nobody knows your object, your enterprise tomorrow can active or will be destroyed. So what is insurance mechanism for Ukrainian? We have the international guarantee scheme. That the first 20 million it's insurance by Ukrainian government, and after this amount less part international organize. So the insurance should exclusively cover the risk associated with war. The insurance should be equally accessible to both Ukrainian and international investment, and the partition of private insurance company will be necessary. And this year, our government started with European Union Ukraine facility. It's economic support program. You see the picture from slide. It's program for 2024 to 2027. Yes, they have a forecast, but we understand that it must be agile, that every day destroyed change this program in some part, but the main trends that this Ukraine facility is a new dedicated financial instrument proposed by the Commission to provide coherent, flexible and predictable support to Ukrainians for this period. And you see some objectives like Pillar 1, provide direct budget support to the Ukrainian government conditional to reform. Pillar 2, it's catalyze private investment. And Pillar 3, it's provide technical assistance to public authorities and civil society to prepare for European Union accession. And in this slide, you see the interactive investment map of Ukrainian. We have the 144 investment project worth $5 billion. And if you go to this site, you choose that region that you have, and you can see a list of the projects that need be investment in this region. And it was a last site. So thank you for your attention and stand with Ukrainian. Thank you.